This is my first video on Yocto series. So the first video is the introduction to Yocto. Then we will progressively learn more details about Yocto. The first thing is what is Yocto. So if we go to the website, uh, here it says the Yocto project. It is not an embedded Linux distribution. It creates a custom one for you. So it means that uh, it's not a distribution. We make distribution through this build system. So what does it mean? Why do we need build system? So if I show you this here, so why do we need build system? So we need build system to configure the Linux according to our specs, and the image contains everything that we need, and we don't need any extra packages or any extra libs, and for the small size. So why do we do that? Why don't we use Ubuntu or something? Because our embedded system is resource constrained, and it does not have that much RAM or that much space to contain whole of embedded system like Ubuntu or something like Raspberry Pi. It does not have that much space in it. So how does it work? What is the workflow? So for now we are not going in detail in the workflow, we'll see it later, but I can show you a simple workflow diagram that you can find in Yocto website. It's here. Like it contains some configuration, metadata, machine BSP policies, configuration, and it fetches the data from somewhere, and then it does what it does. There are quite some steps that Yocto executes, so we are not going in detail right now. We will see this later on. So now let's begin with Yocto. First of all, we need some requirements. We need a host PC and our target port. For the host PC, you should have minimum of 50 GB space on your hard drive or SSD, and minimum of 4 GB RAM. Here, these are the supported host PC operating system that on which Yocto works. So I am using 18.04. This is long-term support. And for the target PC, I am using BeagleBone Black. Not target PC, for target system or target embedded board, it's BeagleBone Black. The main features of BeagleBone Black is that it has 512 MB DDR3 RAM, 4 GB of eEMC, which is faster than SD card if you are booting from SD card, and if you are booting from eEMC, then eEMC is faster. Then we have SD card slot, HDMI output, and we also have some GPIOs, UART, SPI, and other peripheries and other communications. Let me show you the general diagram for BeagleBone Black. So here we have the BeagleBone Black. It has two 46-pin headers. This on the right side is known as P9, and this is P8. So here you can see it has UARTs, GPIOs, SPIs, I2C, some analog inputs and outputs, PWM, and much more. So, and if you want to read more about specs, so you can go to beaglebo.org/spec. I will put this on the description. So what do we need? First, we need to set up our host PC. What I have for the host PC, I have my operating system is Ubuntu 18.04, and for the editor I am using VS Code. So I already have a VS Code. If you want to install the VS Code, so these are the steps I'll put in the description, and I will also give the GitHub repo where you can find this file and you can execute these commands. So I have already installed the VS Code through these commands. If you are very new to the Ubuntu, but I think you already know you have already worked with some Linux system. So you just need to open the terminal and you have to execute. So for terminal you can just press Ctrl Alt T on your keyboard, and here you will get the terminal. So here you can execute the command, like you can copy your sudo apt update. I'm not doing this right now because I've already installed, so you can do it, and then you can install. And to open the code, even you can use the GUI, or you can also open the terminal, put and type here code, and it will open Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code itself also have a terminal with it. Like, let me show you. Yeah, if you go at the bottom and you drag this here up, a little bit up, you will get the terminal here, and here you can also execute all the commands that you can execute in a Ubuntu terminal. So that's the first thing. Then we need to install some packages that are required for Yocto build system. So you can just copy these commands. This is a single command. It's installing a lot of packages: quack, wget, git. So all these packages are required for Yocto to build the system. So you can copy paste from here, or you can also go to this website, Yocto website, like here, and here is the build host packages. You can copy paste from here. So let's do it first. So I'm just copying it. I am going to my VS Code and then paste it and enter my password, and now it's building. Yes, it will take some time. It's progressing right now. I already have these, but I don't know why it's taking this much time. So now it's installed. Okay, all packages are installed. What's the next step? The next step is to build the image. How do we build the image? For building image, we need to fetch Pokey. So what is Pokey? Pokey is a reference distribution of the Yocto project. What does Yocto mean? Reference distribution means, it means that it is a base on which you can build your own distribution. So it contains the open embedded build system, Bitbake open embedded. Like it's right now it seems like a bit complicated, but in the future videos it will be more clear that what does it mean. Like it has some metadata and it creates the operating system for you. So for Pokey there are different branches. What does branches mean? I will tell you in a while. So first of all, we have to clone the Pokey from its repo. So first of all, I'm at in my home, so I am going in workspace here. I'm in workspace, and first of all let me delete Yocto archive that I have created earlier. Okay, so it's gone. So here we'll follow some steps. So first of all, the commands you'll find at my GitHub repo, and also yeah, this whole file you can find. So first of all, I'll create a directory, Yocto tutorial, and then I'll go to the directory, and here I'll clone the Pokey from the Git. So yeah, as you can see that while installing these packages, Git is also one of them, so that's why we need it. So now we'll clone the repo. So this is the general level. If you do this, then you will get the master branch, but we are working right now with the another branch. For branch we'll write -p and then Kirkstone. So let me show you first how it seems. So if you copy this here, like this, if you copy this and then you come here and paste it, here it is, MetaPokey. So this is if you don't write any branch, then you will get the master, but we are using the Kirkstone. The Kirkstone is here, this one. So why does it have this different branches? Because they are making it better, and every day they are making much better, and they also have like integrating new kernel versions in it. So right now we are using Kirkstone. So we have written here Kirkstone, then I press enter. Now it will take a while. Remote Kirkstone, I wrote it's wrong spelling, Kirkstone. So it's cloning right now. It's taking a while because it is a big repo. So I will be back after this repo is cloned, then we'll go further. So the downloading is complete, and here is our Pokey directory. Pokey is downloaded. So now we'll go to the Pokey in Pokey folder, and here we can see there are lots of folder and files: Bitbake, documentation, MetaPokey, skeleton, Yocto BSP. Right now I am not going in detail what these files are, or what does this MetaPokey, Metaskeleton, and all these, what does it mean, why they are named like so, and so on. So right now I'll begin. So the next step is to source our environment. Sourcing means to create a built environment, and to do that there is a simple command: source and this file here, OE, and I press tab and then it auto completed. So source, and if you press enter, so you will see this output. And There are a couple of targets: core image minimal, core image full, and so on. And you can see that we have changed the directory. Now we are in the build directory instead of the Poki directory. So this is our build directory, and here we will see the files, and here we have the files to build and file for the configuration files and so on. So if I clear the screen with ls, so here's the conf folder and say cd conf, and here we can see there are three files: template conf.cfg, local.conf, and pblayers.conf. We'll talk about these two files in detail in later videos, but right now I will open this code local.conf, open. So now it's here. So you can see that it changed the color, like you can see this color formatting. So for this I've installed an extension with Bitbake. You can also install this extension if you want to have this color description. So yeah, so right now we have to make some changes in this file, and I'll tell you what are these changes. So first of all, I want to create a folder in which I can store my sources and all the downloads. So for that I'm in the build directory right now, and I'm creating a folder mkdir dot back. So I'm creating this folder in here. So this dot mean that I'm going one step back, I'm here, and this dot mean I'm going one over step back, now I'm here, and then I'm creating sources. So now if I check, so let me rename this as build and this as sources, and space Yocto. So you can see that we have a sources folder here. So then what I'll do is so we are creating our image for the BeagleBone Black. So what I'll do is I will comment this sorry, this is commented, and I will uncomment this. So BeagleBone Yocto. Okay, then the other thing is I want to change my directory, my source directory. So by default it's top tier downloads and so on, but I want to change it. So first of all I will copy this here, paste it here, and this one also. So what are these directories we will see later, but first of all I paste it here, then I uncomment, and then I will write a variable sources, then equal, and our path. So right now this local.conf is in .conf folder, which is in build folder, like, so we have to go back 3 steps. So dot 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 and then sources, and the sources I will write in place of top dir sources, and here sources. So if you press control enter, then you will get the suggestions. No, not control enter, control space, you will get the suggestions. So okay, then 2 more things we have to add. I'll come at the end, and here I will add these 2 lines, just copy pasting from my notes. So yeah, these 2 lines. What are these 2 lines? I will tell you when we will be discussing local.conf file. Now we saved it. I'm here in my build folder. Now it's time to build. So we have seen before there are lots of images that we can build. So from those images, I'm building Bitbake core image full command line. So this bitbake command you can only execute in this build folder after you have sourced it in Poki. So otherwise you will not get this bitbake command outside this build folder, because it is sourced, it is in the environment that set it into the build directory, not in any other directory. So outside you cannot do anything. So I press enter. Okay, it says OE corporation check detect a potential misconfiguration to fix the error. Describe checker c sign.conf. Follow the list of the potential error. Okay. Okay, so I think the error was that we used here the relative path, and I think Bitbake does not recognize it. So I changed it to the absolute path right now, and let us try once more. So I'm again in build, and then yeah. Okay, now it's building. So the thing is, we can't give here absolute relative path. We have to give here the absolute path from the root. Okay, now it is building, and it will take around 2 to 3 hours, I guess. So let us see if it passes all the recipes correctly. So what are recipes, we'll talk later on in other video. Right now it's parsing all the recipes. Now it's fetching, and let's see what happens. So now it's initializing the tasks. Okay, so now this will take a while. This will take around in my PC I think that it will take around 2 hours. So if your PC is slow, then it may take longer. So I'll pause the video here, then when it is finished, then we will. So approximately after 3 hours my build is complete, and now I will show you where are the build files and the image file. So let me make it bigger. My sources terminal, sorry, it's not SL, it is control L, ls. So we'll do temp. Inside temp we'll go to deploy, and deploy we'll go to images, BeagleBone Yocto, and here we have all the images and device tree and kernel, all the things. But the important file here is that will flash is this wig file, but this wig file is also symlink to another file. So let's find out which file. So if we do ll, so yes, here is our wig file. Here is the wig file, and it is symlink to this one, this file, root.wig, rootfs.wig, and it's here. So this is the file that we will flash on our BeagleBone Black. In the next video I will tell you how to flash this file and how to boot from BeagleBone Black.